Hello again and welcome back to my channel. Just to give you an update on my Revox A77 Mark III that I've been working on. I had to put the project on hold for a little bit because I was waiting on some parts. If you remember, I was having trouble with my VU meter in the last video. Now I had to wait quite a while to get these replacement meter. Mark you, these are vintage stuff, so you just get them when you can get them on eBay. So it turned out that these were coming from all the way in Belgium. I had to source these through eBay. So what really happened was, this is the original ones. The meter itself, it would not move. The meter would not move at all whatsoever. It would not move. So what happened was there's a magnet down inside of here that was out of place, and I tried to put it back in place, but no matter what I do, I just couldn't get it back correctly. And then this part here start jumping off and all that stuff. It becomes a real tedious job, and I couldn't handle it. So I had to try an alternative. So what I did was I went to some watchmakers because those guys repair watches, right? So I go there and I tell them, first thing they said, what this came off? I said, it came off a reel-to-reel tape deck. What is that? Oh, reel-to-reel tape. So I take out a picture of it and show them. Oh, I never seen that. I never worked on that before. No, I don't want to work on the tape. I want to work on the meter. It's very similar to a watch. I don't see why you can't work. At least look at it. It's broken, so you can't do anything else to it. It's broken. Only thing you can do is try fix it. If you can't fix it, then no. Anyway, so I tried to convince them to take a look at it. One guy, he actually looked at it, but he said, "Oh no, it's no." So I said, "Okay." So I said, "Plan B." Waited a while before I see them show up on eBay. So I put in my bid and I was able to win the bid, and waited several weeks to get it. But they are very, very hard to work on, you know. So it seems like this one, while the unit was in transit to me, um, the meters just, the magnet just move around and just get stuck, couldn't move. So this is the bad one, and this is a good one. All right. So here we are. The deck is working. Um, so I just finished calibrating the deck. After I replaced the meter, I calibrated the deck to MRL test tape, and now it's working. It's working perfectly. One thing, if you notice that the VU meters were not moving, and that's because that's how the A77s are made. Whilst the music is playing, the meters does not move. Only time the meter moves is when you are recording music. Then the meters will flash. But there's a trick to it. If you were to just put put it into the channel 1, channel 2, switch it to the channel 1, channel 2, and press these two buttons here. Press the record button. The meter should start flashing, and that depends on how hot the tape is recorded. Let's see if it will. Let's see now. See? So if you take it out and go to the auxiliary, for example, it will stop. There it stopped flashing. Once you take it out, it will stop flash. But if you go back, so anyway, these does not flash normally when you play a tape. Anyway, the deck, I went through the deck as usual with the fine-tooth comb. This deck came to me as I thought I was buying a two-track deck, but when it came, you know, this pinch roller arm had 4-track written on it, so I thought it was 4-track. So I came to an agreement with the seller, and I decided to keep it. But turns out that the deck is indeed a 2-track deck, so I was quite happy with it. So I've gone through the deck. All these caps have been replaced. The deck was totally cleaned up and totally recapped, right? New bearings, motor bearings, and capstan bearings, new capacitors. Everything is good. Everything is back in place nicely. So for people who want to try their hand at restoring a deck, a Revox deck, the first step is to get yourself a service manual, right? And it's also a good idea to get the operation manual so that you know how the deck actually works, right? So this package here, I downloaded the operation manual and the service manual from what is it? HiFiEngine.com. Just Google it and you'll find it, right? So I go through every step of the procedure totally when I'm restoring the deck. All right, everything I go through. All right, and as I go through, I make notes. What I did, what's not working, and so forth. How much voltage is at certain point. Right. See, I make notes. Everything I did. And that's how I kind of learn on my own. But I had a lot of help from tapehead.net. Those guys over there are excellent. They're really helpful. So if someone has a tape deck, I can speak for Revox. They can be quite challenging, especially the service manual, because the service manuals were written for over 40 years ago, and it was just written for technicians who actually knows the deck. So you know, it wasn't written for us, the newbies and the novices like myself. So so you know, you just got to be patient and try to get some help, because it's not like you can go to a repair shop and just drop this off and, you know, oh, my tape deck is not working, fix it. Ain't gonna happen, because there are no places like that anymore. At least I don't know of one. Especially in my area, there's nobody working on tape deck. So I kind of learned it by myself, and I started off by, you know, getting a few and see which one is easiest to work on, which one I like, and so forth. So I settled on Revox because they are more compact, laid out logically, you know, modular design, you know what I mean? So it's very easy to work on. But like I said, the most challenging thing is to follow the service manual. Um, so the only thing left for me to do now is to just put it back into the case and slap it and put it back together. So this deck is complete. And somebody might say, oh man, I wish I could see how you calibrate the tape. Um, one of these days I will make a video on my calibration process, but for now I take such a long time to do the calibration that, you know, making a video would be quite challenging for me, because I work so slow when I go through the calibration process. Some people might do it faster, but I take my time because I'm still learning this thing, so I want to learn it as much as possible. So I have all the test equipment needed for that. And if you notice, I have even a Dolby, a DBX 224X unit here. And that's because, remember back in the days of these we're going back 40 years ago, roughly, you know, 30, 40 years ago. And in its heyday, the DBX machine was king of the crop, you know, when it comes to noise reduction, because when you play the tape, you hear a hiss from the tape, and this eliminates that hiss, or reduce that hiss significantly. And it is true today. So not because we have, you know, have everything modernized and have a lot of microprocessor doing out processing and stuff. These were the things that were used back then. You know, these were the cutting edge technology back then, right? So right now they are not, obviously. But if you want to get good results from your tape deck, in my experience, I would strongly recommend you have a DBX with your tape. Not mandatory, but I would recommend it. Um, in my system, I have another DBX box in my system outside, so I use that whenever I'm playing a tape. But I've made recording without DBX and with DBX and compare them. And my preference is to have the DBX in it. Right? It's kind of cumbersome, but the results are good. You know, are good. So I would recommend a DBX box if you're into reel-to-reel tape. If you don't like it, you can always plug it out, and these are quite cheap on eBay. Okay, so that's about it. My reel-to-reel A77 Mark III is complete and calibrated. I recapped everything, clean up everything, you know, change bearings. The capstan pinch roller is in excellent shape. So is the head, right? And the this is the band. The counter belt was also changed. The counter is working. Everything works. So thanks for stopping by, and see you on the next one. Bye. When I say see you on the next one, I mean see you on the next restoration, because this is done. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye. Okay, YouTube. I know some people want closure and wanted to see the final product. So what I've done just now was to put the unit back into its case. Now I'm gonna put on the face cover. I painted this face cover in graphite color, very closely to its original. It just looked nicer. So I'm gonna strip this off. And the graphite color here, it can be peeled off. So if someone should purchase this deck and they're not quite happy with the graphite, or they want to change it back to the original, they can just strip it off. It's one of those peel off car automotive paint in an aerosol can. So it can be you can just peel it right off. Now sometimes decks come into me, you know, I buy the deck when they're not working, but some decks come in real good good shape, where, you know, I just have to do like a basic restoration on it. Basic meaning, you know, recap or replace caps that need to be replaced. And another time I have to give it a premium restoration, meaning all caps, possibly all transistors, you know, do a little mod to it, depending on which deck it is. Could put in a, like in the B77 and PR99, I put a pause module inside. This one doesn't have that. So that goes right there, right, and then I just tack it in place, and then screw it in. In the beginning of the video, where on the back, you will see this yellow tape. Well, what this is when you take the A77 out of its case, you have to have something to there's a plug that you have to plug in this this piece into, so that you can get power to the unit. If you don't do that, then you know, you won't get any power to the unit. The case has this thing built in. You just plug in, and then you can get power to it. So because you take off the case, and the case is removed with this plug, then you have to find a way to get power to the unit. So that's why I make this up. All this is a piece of wood, and I put 2 screws in it and screw it in the back of it, so I can get power to it. And then I put tape on here so that I don't get electrocuted. Okay, so, and this is the cover. Now the deck is done. All right. This deck is another successful restoration. Kind of a little weighty. It's okay. This is a A77 Mark III. I like the Mark IIIs. I just like how they look, as opposed to the Mark IV that has the blue lettering. But it's okay. Okay, thanks again for watching. And this completes the restoration of my A77 Mark III. Thanks again for watching. Bye.